One of my goals for 2023 is to enjoy my life more. I am a person and I have problems, just like everyone else. My brain hurts, I get scared and overwhelmed easily, I have medical debt, and even though I'm getting older, I still feel so lost in a lot of ways. I have CPTSD, which means I have flashbacks and nightmares and full body tension that leaves me achy and sore, especially in the morning. These all sound like pretty good excuses to not have a good life and not enjoy it, but I also have so many good things that I think I don't appreciate as much as I should. I have 2 cats that I love more than anything. I have a really good, kind, supportive person that I love, and I have a roof over my head, which certainly has not always been the case. So I really do have everything that I need to have a good life. I just think that I need to make better use of it. I sat down and I made a list of all the things that I think will help. And throughout the course of this project, I may add more to this list. I might revisit ideas, or I might just spend some time refining them a little more. So my list as of right now is declutter, organization, be more intentional, earn more money, take better care of my body, and get into consistent therapy. Having said all of that, welcome to part 1, declutter. Storage by Mary Oliver. When I moved from one house to another, there were many things I had no room for. What does one do? I rented a storage space and filled it. Years passed. Occasionally I went there and looked in, but nothing happened, not a single twinge of the heart. As I grew older, the things I cared for grew fewer, but were more important. So one day I undid the lock and called the trash man. He took everything. I felt like the little donkey when his burden is finally lifted. Things, burn them, make a beautiful fire. More room in your heart for love, for the trees, for the birds who own nothing, the reason they can fly. I have a lot of things. When I'm offered something free, I have a hard time saying no to it, even if I can't think of a use for it. I also have a hard time letting go of things that have memories attached to them, even if the memories aren't good ones. I have a handful of things with memories so rancid that I can't even look at them yet, but some are ready to go on to good homes and be loved better than I can love them. These pants, for example, I loved them, but I only got to wear them on one ill-fated outing to a maker's market. I went to the bathroom, stood up off the toilet, and dislocated my kneecap so severely that I couldn't move. It took about 20 minutes for someone to find me and call 911, and the next thing you know, I'm surrounded by firemen with these very pants down around my ankles. So, yeah, I don't really want to wear these again. And why did my kneecap pop out from just standing? We will talk about that later. Even though I think this incense holder is beautiful, I recently acquired a new one through a swap with an artist named Michelle Shanahan at a maker's market, and I mean, this adorable snake clearly wins. Look at that little face. I don't need 2 incense holders, so this one can find a new home. I also have this bone from a fox dong that someone gave me, and I don't really know what to do with it. To be honest, I don't want it, but I can't donate it because where does one donate a mammal boner? I can't throw it out because that feels like it would be so disrespectful to this poor dead fox and their willy bone. Instead, I guess I'll sell it to someone who will really appreciate it, and now I'm left looking up the going rate for a fox phallus so I can price it competitively. What tangled webs we weave. I hang on to trinkets and knickknacks because what if I start working on an art project that this knickknack would be the perfect thing for, but I've already gotten rid of it? In practicality, this pays off so rarely that it's not worth hanging on to clutter, which ultimately brings me more stress and inhibits my creative process. For these, I decided to group them together into little bundles that I'm sure someone else will be able to make much better use of. I also end up with all these little scraps. Selling scraps by themselves isn't really my jam, so I assembled some little junk journal kits. I thought it would be a cute way to make use of things that have creative potential that I personally don't have time to fulfill. With all that done, I'll see you in part 2 where my swamp of a brain and I try to tackle organization. It'll be rollicking, I'm sure.